på med micken också, ditt noob. Det är sådär, Kristall, välkommen. Fötterna gav upp så vi fick avbryta hiken efter halva vägen. Okej. Arne Alligator inblandad i den här låten. Bra fråga du. Red Shoes Blue Speed heter den. Gjord av Enkeria. Bra låt. Det lät lite Arne Alligator en stund där. Vad hände med fötterna då? Fick ni ont? Dåliga skor? Load game. Jag sparade visst överallt här sist. Så vi kan fortsätta gräva i det här jävla mysteriet. Ja. Då borde Monica vara borta nu. Om jag kommer ihåg vad som hände sist. Idag blir det Mango Monster. Hör av er för sponsring. It's an ordinary school day. Nu börjar jag spela om igen här. För typ, har vi 4:e gången nu. Fick problem efter förra vandringen men trodde det hade läkt. Okej. Ja. Får ni vänta lite längre innan ni försöker igen där. Men ni kom ju halva vägen i alla fall. Alltid något. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friends growing up, walking to school together. Tell myself it's about time I meet some girls. Du har en mangomonster på kylning. Den här är... Jag tog precis ut den ur kylen. Den är kall som röv. Du kan knappt hålla i den. Sayori är tillbaka. There's already is one girl. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Som vanligt kommer jag inte läsa alla jävla rutor för då får jag ont i halsen. CTS, are you proud of me? For what? You know, for waking up on time? Well, you've been doing that for a while now. Uh-huh. But you never even said anything about it. Vad ska Kristall hitta på hemma idag då? Antar att du är hemma och vilar fötterna. Hur gick det med Hitman-serien förresten? Kommer du igenom allt Hitman? Du ska installera Windows 11, är det ute nu? Gud, usch. Jag vågar inte. Come on, please, it's good motivation. Fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori. Du blir klar, nice. Nice. Streamar du fortfarande? Jag har inte sett dig live på ett tag. De nya Hitman är riktigt bra. Jag har nog det någonstans, tror jag. Eller är det Absolution jag har som är det senaste? Jag får kolla på den här. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students. By the way, CTS, have you decided on a club to join? A club? I told you already, I'm not... Svårt för tid, ja. I know that. I start to say what I always do, that I'm not interested in joining clubs. But something tells me Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs is a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own? Intressant. I decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me. I think I'll keep it a surprise. Boo. Jag vet inte vad det här ansiktsuttrycket ska säga liksom. Besviken och bajsnödig tycker jag det ser ut som, men sporadiska stream med speedruns. Nice. Är det... Oj då. Kristall kastar måntiaror. Det är bäst att ducka. Tack så mycket, Kristall. Välkommen tillbaka. Måste ju titta på den lilla fina filmsekvensen va. Tack så mycket för Prime subscription. Det var länge sedan man hade en sån. Vad är det du ska speedrunna då? Är det gamla spel eller Hitman kanske? You meanie. Be patient, you'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl, but I started to realize that in a way, I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. Game Boy och SNES. Nice. SNES är ju min favorit alltså. Det går inte att komma undan. The school day is ordinary. I pack up my things, stand up. Förutsatt vi alltid kvar. Let's see. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs. Find the room, open the door. Hello. Ah, CTS. What are you doing here? Well, I glance around the room. Huh? So you're the CTS that Sayori always talking about. Thank you for stopping by. Så de är kvar i alla fall. Pleasure to meet you, Literature Club. I hope you enjoy. Don't need to be so formal. Fick världsrekord i Adventures of Lolo på Game Boy för några veckor sedan. Grattis, grattis! Var det någon stor tidsinsparning eller? The tall one, whose name is apparently Jury, seems to be quite shy. The girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one. Nice to meet you both. Look forward to working with you. Don't tell me you're... That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. The Literature Club. No way. No way. Wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Well, if Sayori is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise! Det var inte superoptimerat innan, men han som har det kommer att ta tillbaka det. Och sen tar du tillbaka det igen och så blir det lite så här härlig tävling om det hela. Everyone sit down at the table. Make tea. Desk set at table. Grabs your tray. Awkward next to Sayori. Proudly marches back to the table. Are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes. Decorated to look like little cats. Du har skrivit lite med honom eftersom du hittade nya saker som ingen visste om. Nice. Det är spännande när man hittar nya saker som inte folk visste om innan. First cupcake, delicious! Talks with her mouthful and has already managed to get icing on her face. Nu är vi tillbaka som till första gången vi spelar spelet här. She's waiting for me to take a bite. I finally bite down. Du funderar på bättre, är det ett eget världsrekord med svårt att få motivation till den. I know that feeling too. Jag vill börja speedrunna någonting, men jag kan aldrig hitta någonting som jag känner att det här vill jag lägga så mycket tid på. There's no need to thank me. Det närmaste jag kommit är Sailor Moon på Game Boy. Eller Lilla Sjöjungfrun på NES. Det har jag ju faktiskt speedrunnat en gång i tiden. Tjena Mingert, läget? Teacup. We keep the whole set. Teachers gave permission. Tea helps with books. Impressive new members. Bla bla bla. Här var den första som fick vissa värden där jag hittade. Nice. Och så går vi igenom vad jag tycker om att läsa. Manga, lite så här halvt på skämt. Natsuki reagerar på det. What about you? Jag streamade under den tiden du började speedrunna. Nice. Lärde du Hero knepen? Who retraces the rim. My favorites are usually novels that build deep fantasy world. Country blah blah. Sama. Here it goes on. Passionate about reading. Reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lights up that she finds her comfort in the world of books. Vad hittar Mingert på idag? Här är det bra, här är det bra. Can find something we have in common. But you know, the first thing he said, manga? That's right, Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't just say it! For some reason Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Besides, det här är nytt manga is literature too, you know? So if CTS wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Won't you agree, CTS? Maybe. Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in. Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. Du har jobbat. Jäkla näsa till att klia. Städa och spela. Vad ska du spela sen med? I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing this if I'm not the only one. På Gameboy-versionen kan man ägga Don Medusan om du vet spelet ut. Japp. Eller ja. Jag har sett Hero spela det och jag vet hur de ser ut på NES, så det är väl ungefär samma sak. Jag har inte spelat det själv dock. I have to read manga? Jeez. You were the one who suggested we diversify. Should be a little more open-minded. Kinda hurtful. Hurtful? Didn't realize... With a guilt expressed, and Yuri thinks to herself, I'm sorry for disrespecting your interests, Natsuki. Stardew Valley. Just det, du håller på med det. Fortfarande på år 3 eller vad det var. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Ooh. Are you just saying that? No. I've realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you really like, okay? Snart år 3. Bra, Mingert. Vad är liksom slutet för en single player genomspelning? Finns det ett slut på... Som, när man kan säga att ja, men nu har jag gjort det mesta liksom. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the meeting. Just you? Would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so... Yeah, me too. This is so cute. Sayori, shut up. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes, I look forward to it. Clean up the food. Guess the meeting's over, eh? Looks like it. Nice to see everyone getting along. I think everyone likes you too, CTS. You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayori. Don't say something like that, it's embarrassing. Egentligen inte, men man räknar år 3 som typ ett slut, men då har spelet bara börjat. Okay. Was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine. We're gonna make the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey CTS, I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything, but the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monica. That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, CTS. I know how hard you try to make everyone happy. I know about all of the awful things that Monica did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this with you. Forever and ever. F in chat. Forever. No. Eh? What's happening? I won't let you hurt him. Okay. Ooh. It hurts. Nu händer det skumma saker igen. I'm sorry, I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, CTS. Goodbye, Literature Club.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you because I worked really, really hard on it. So yeah.
Okay.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you.
Mm-hmm.
In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you.
Mm-hmm.
The ink flows down into a dark but
Bäcksta Matrix igen, ja. Definitivt.
into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today?
Är det slut på riktigt?
You're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even
Tack för giget, Kristall.
what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all?
GG, fundera, ja.
Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me?
Bilderna är grått där, dit kommer nog aldrig.
Or is it love if I set you free?
Den bilden känner jag igen från förra gången. Där känner jag igen.
Flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat, what do you call love in your reality?
Extra special thanks.
If I don't have to love you, I'll leave you be.
This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand. The Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality. A reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. Dying moose. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I wanted to thank you for making all of my dreams come true. For being a friend to all of us. For being a friend to all of the club members. And most of all, thank you for being part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monica. Okay. Required files are missing or corrupt. Please run reset.sh to repair and reset the virtual machine. Okay. Så jag antar att det faktiskt är slut där. Så vi tittar på pictures först. Vad har vi för bilder här? Wallpapers. Okay. Hela gänget. Aha, det var inte så där jättespännande direkt. Dikterna. Aha, alla poems vi har läst. Okej. Bläddrar vi igenom dem. Acquisition procedure. Okej, lite sånt där. Bra, vad är det här? The Joe, det var den, ja. Okay. Artwork drawn by Sashley to celebrate Halloween 2019. Okay. Modern Freddy Krueger, ja. Mail. Inga mail. Musik. Det är bara, okej. Files. Side stories. The side stories are stories of friendship that are unrelated to the event of the main game. To gain all 6 side stories, try writing poems for different characters and viewing their special scenes in DDLC. Okay. Nu sa vi skulle köra den här reset, så vi kör den här reset. Vad händer då? Open. Ingenting händer. Okay. Det finns fler slut, det gör det säkert det. Man kan ha en sån här side story. Begin the side story, sure. Skolkorridoren. Snackmaskinen. Literature Club. Club. Okay, everyone. The Literature Club is starting. Let's all have a seat and take attendance, okay? I miss the debate club. Who knew it would be so difficult to start a new club? I feel worse with every day that passes without anyone coming in. Starting to lose confidence. Monica is the only member. In the days that passed, all of our efforts to recruit new members have been fruitless. Am I going about this wrong? Glances at one of our flyers. The headline is, "Do you like literature?" Maybe nobody's into literature enough to pick it over the other club interests. I can't just rely on people liking literature. I need to sell them on a vision. A vision. But what kind of vision? Rests her head on her desk, deep in thought. Before she realized it, the recent nights of staying up too late start to catch up to her. It's so quiet, and the noise of the air conditioner is soothing. Hello? Suddenly a voice causes Monica to snap awake. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I never do this. Is it the napping club? No, this is... Monica pauses, suddenly embarrassed to admit that this is, in fact, the literature club. This is the literature club. Yay, I thought I got it wrong for a sec. I'm super sorry, it was like so unprofessional of me to do that. Don't apologize, I do it all the time. Did I miss the club meeting? Where is everybody? Well, about that, this is everybody. Really? Just you? But we're getting more members. I'm working really hard on it. Hold on a sec. If it's just you, that means I get to be vice president. Wait, vice president? What are your qualifications? Well, I'm better at napping than you. Maybe I should be president. Now you're just making fun of me. What's your name? Sayori. I've been trying really hard on this club. I know you caught me at a weird time, but it's really disheartening to not be taken seriously, you know? I care so much about this. I just want to find other people who do too. Oh no. I do care, I promise. I have a hard time being serious, that's all. Didn't mean to hurt you, and I was joking about the vice president thing. I would make a terrible vice president. I mean, I'm sure that Monica tries to say something reassuring, but it's difficult when she still doesn't know much about Sayori. I'm sorry that this isn't like a real club yet. Would you still be interested in joining after I found a few more members at least? Well, no. I want to join now. Really? Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, I can tell how hard you've been working. You're doing something amazing and you should be proud of it, you know? So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun. If nothing else, I'm good at that, so... Honestly, how could I possibly say no to that? That's really sweet of you, Sayori. Oh, I'm Monica, by the way. Monica? That's such a cool name. Now you're just trying to cheer me up. But you're smiling. Well, I didn't say it didn't work. Monica glances at the flyer on the desk and realizes that her name is already written on it. So what do we do first? Well, getting pretty late, isn't it? We can go home and try to come up with some new ideas to recruit club members. I can do that. Cool. And I think I need to put some more thought into my vision for the club. You know, like a mission. My mission is to make everyone happy. It's something like that. I need to think about it. Hey, do you like hugs? I guess so. Sayori suddenly pulls Monica into a friendly hug, then lets go. Some people can just really use a hug sometimes. Besides, Sayori whispers loudly, hug energy is what keeps me at my best. Hug energy? Monica laughs. Although Sayori is very different from her, Monica feels her spirits lifted. Maybe it's just because she finally found another club member, but... Well, I'm looking forward for tomorrow then. It'll be fun. I'm gonna think really hard tonight how to get more people. Yeah, me too. The day passes and time comes for the club, Monica and Sayori, to reconvene. As president, Monica ensures that she's the first to arrive to the club room, but she finds herself waiting longer than expected for Sayori. It's been 10 minutes already. Maybe it changed her mind about joining. That can't be. She was so excited yesterday, but I'm getting kind of worried. Suddenly, Sayori comes bounding through the door. In her hand, she's holding a sheet of paper. Sorry I'm late, I'm here. It's okay, welcome back. And Sayori spins over to Monica and deposits the sheets onto Monica's desk. But what is this? Take my hand. We're off to Never Never Land. Take my hand, take me forward. Take me to your dreamland. Caution me to watch my step, so I can't look back at my footprints. Climb the stairs ahead of me while I look up to you. The more I look forward, the more I look up. The more I can lend to you. If you can trust me to follow your pace, I'll trust you to set it. If you can trust me to lend you a smile, I'll trust you to return it. Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland. Hey, this is really good. You wrote this, Sayori? Of course. Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the paper. Huh? I wasn't ready to share that yet, I'm so embarrassed. Monica flips over the paper. Written on the other side is a list of ideas for recruiting club members. Ah, so this is what you meant to show me. But I'm curious now, do you write poem often? I do, but I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as good at it as you are. Oh really? I'm actually terrible at writing poetry. I've never written anything I'm happy with. Like, I always read it again after a week or after I write it and I'm like, oh, this is so stupid. I don't know. It's like the dramatic version of me does not agree with the person I want myself to be. Or something like that. Ah, more confidence. You're the president. I guess you're not wrong there. I'd need to set a good example or whatever. You know, I can envision the club doing something like that. Doing what? You know, like sharing poems we write and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'd love that. It's such a good way to learn about other people too, you know? It's like we have so many emotions we can't express to other people usually. But you can when it's in a poem, right? Yeah. I think that's helping me form a more cohesive vision for the club. So glad you showed me, well, even though it was by accident. Me too. Felt embarrassed at first, but now it feels kind of good that someone else read it. I'll try to show you more of them in the future. Jeez, I'm getting distracted. Do you want to go over this recruitment brainstorm together? My brain stormed so hard. It was like a brain hurricane. My brain is a natural disaster. Sayori, that's terrible. Anyways, let's take a look at the list. Make cupcakes. I was hungry, but it's a good idea, isn't it? Let me think about this. I mean, when will we have the chance to give people cupcakes? You know, like when they come into the club? What if we said we had free cupcakes on the flyers? I'm like, kind of worried that would bring in the wrong kinds of people, you know? Wrong kinds? People would come just for the cupcakes and then leave. Ah, nobody would do that? That would be mean. But you know, I want to find people who are really into literature. Even if they don't know it yet. Let's see, next thing on the list. Hunt for people reading books. I don't think I get it. Like, going around the school and finding people who are reading books, you know? Like in the morning or during lunch, and would tell them to check out the club. Well, the problem with that is like, wouldn't people be reading books just be doing it for an assignment or something? How would we know if they're just reading for fun? We could ask them. That would be bothering people who are trying to do schoolwork. I didn't think about that part, sorry. Come up with a lot more things than I can. Next idea is to hand out flyers rather than just putting them up on the wall. I'm definitely like to start doing that. I'm useful! Never said you weren't. I just need to think. What would tell people when we hand them out? I don't want to be just join the literature club. Let's figure out how to better engage people. What if you told them about activities? What activities? Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be my job to come up with that, right? A vision. Okay, pretend you're a normal person for a second. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. Vad är det med? Aha. You know, like a random passerby who's getting a flyer. How would you react to the idea of a literature club? Probably literature is stupid. I'm joining the anime club. What the heck? Sorry, I was just thinking of a friend of mine. What if I said that we, like, do group readings and discuss it together? I would probably nap through that. Yeah, but that doesn't really sound fun to most people anyway. We need to really catch their interest. This sucks. Why is it so hard? Monica, don't be sad. What do you like about literature, Sayori? Me? Well, kind of what I said about the poem earlier. I think it gives you the chance to express yourself in ways you can't normally do, but you just do in your normal day, talking to your friends. We all have so many thoughts and feelings that we just don't get to share, you know. It's like intimate. How do we get that across to people? We could be like, express your true self, be intimate with us. Yeah, that's kinda... Just kidding. Oh my gosh. Wait, I forgot all my things in my classroom. I was getting too excited and rushed here. Silly me. Rushed? But when... Never mind. Did you want to get your stuff done? I'll forget it if I don't do it now. Well, I'll wait for you där. Kommit in den här gäspperioden på dygnet. Will only take a second. Dashes out, leaving Monica alone. Starts jotting your thoughts on a sheet of paper. Express yourself. Be who you want to be. Make new friends. Discover a new you. Discover your heart? No. Write your heart out? No. Write into your heart. Write the way into your heart. Join the club. Write the way into your heart. Oh, that's lame. Monica, you startled me. Sorry, but it's something important. On the way to my classroom, there was a girl reading a book. Reading a book? That's her and Recruiter. Wait, are you sure she's just not doing homework? I could tell she was really into it. But I guess we could take a look. Monica grabs one of her flyers and stands up from the desk. Then the two depart the classroom with Sayori leading the way. This way. You don't have to run. Sayori leads Monica over to a particular classroom, then lowers her voice to a whisper. See, in here. Monica peers through the window. Sure enough, there's a girl sitting alone, intently reading a book. I feel like a creep doing this. You should go inside and talk to her. Me? You're the president, and I would probably scare her anyway. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Monica takes a breath and timidly enters the classroom. That was fast. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Why, what happened? Well, I entered the classroom and she didn't even look up from her book, so I kind of just left the flyer on her desk and then walked out. That's kind of cute. I'm sure she'll see it and want to join the club. Shall we head back? They head back. Sayori feeling accomplished and Monica feeling embarrassed. Upon returning, they resumed the strategy meeting. Various different kinds of recruitment tactics, from professional to silly. After going through Sayori's list and with Monica coming up with ideas of her own, the two end in a better spot than from where they began. Well, I would say today was pretty productive, wasn't it? Making progress, see members. It was this. Sayori appears to the sheet of paper Monica was jotting on earlier. I don't mind that, I'm just thinking to myself. Join the literature club. Write the way into your heart. That's so cute. I thought it was a little over dramatic. You know, I don't think you give yourself enough credit. What do you mean? Like, I don't know, I feel like I can tell from talking to you today. It seems like you're always afraid of doing something wrong. Yeah, but would you call yourself a perfectionist? Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, I always have an idea in my head of how I want things to go, and it's like, I can't accept anything less than that. But I think in the end it helps me try my hardest at everything, so I don't think it's that bad. Like with this club, we have such an opportunity to make it into exactly how we envisioned it, but it feels like we only have one shot at it. So I'm just really afraid of it deviating from that. The vision. What's the vision? It's... Monica pauses to think, then shakes her head to herself. Size? I don't know. I just want everyone to... Monica trails off. Smiling, Sayori taps her finger against a sheet of paper. Right away into your heart. I think what you're trying to do is to make the club that you need the most out of anyone. Well, you're the one who knows yourself best, of course, but I'm here to help you. It's sort of amazing how kind you are. We're really gonna make this the best club ever. Sayori nods and the two remain silent for a moment, lost in thought. The only sound is the steady whisper of the air conditioner. And the only movement is the afternoon sunlight trickling its way in and out of the moving clouds. Sayori breaks the moment with a big yawn. Time to go home? You tell me, you're the president. In that case, today's meeting is officially over. I look forward to tomorrow. Me too. You can go on ahead, I need a few minutes still. Oh, I can wait. That's alright, I just want some alone time. In that case... Sayori waves enthusiastically. Good luck. Monica smiles and waves in return as Sayori spins her way out of the classroom. All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a minute to zone out. She wasn't prepared for the self-reflection encouraged by Sayori, but she did. But she decides it was something she probably needed right about now. The club that I need the most. I don't get it. I just wanted to start a club with more passion, something that I could use to help lead people into happiness. Literature is the key to that, because it's the window to the real person of inside us. Underneath the person who's forced to always smile and blend in, the person who's forced to be perfect. Monica suddenly notices a folder on the floor by her desk. Did Sayori leave this behind? I hope it doesn't have her homework in it. Worried, Monica opens the folder to check. Poems. It's a folder of poems. Become the flower. The feeling of joy is a flower plucked from the ground. The color of the scent, it's so pretty in my hair. Every day I pluck some flowers, as though they grew just for me. A lifetime of peace and nourishment, yanked away in an instant. All for me, all for joy. I need more. I need more joy. I need more happy. Pluck, pluck, pluck every day. Pluck, 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 so pretty in my hair. Pluck, 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 you're going to die, and you too. Beneath my feet the flower stands alone. It beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends? I look in every direction, and the field I stand in, the prosperous field, is a barren wasteland. The fruits of my labors, the carnage of my joy. And that is why I've decided I must become the flower. What the... Wait. Sayori? Huh? kolla lite snabbt vad det var. För achievement vi fick. Vi tar nummer 2 med då. Another day passes in a flash and it's time for the next meeting. Although Monica should come up with a plan for today's task, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. Oh, I'm so stupid. How did I let myself be the center of attention? Sayori's going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. What kind of precedent does that? This whole time I didn't think to ask about her own feelings. So much for this stupid vision. Downcast Monica smiled quickly fades into an expression of concern. Monica, is everything okay? I'm sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monica shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Ah! Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. Sayori responds quietly. What are you talking about? But as she says that, her face darkens. Through the silence, Sayori mutters her realization. I left my folder here. Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Hur går det med standardet, Mingert? Är det färdigt? Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monica massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things, but as unfair as it is for Monica to pry, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. Det blir aldrig färdigt, nej. Det har jag också kommit fram till. Sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah. Monica takes a deep breath. Okay. I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monica pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the literature club. It's a place where people can express themselves in the ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Right away into your heart or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. I'll promise if you promise. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind him, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, wanna teach me about poetry? What about recruitment? It's fine, we have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know? There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. I just think I need some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. You just kinda need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kind of things it makes you think of. And when you turn your feelings into a little story, you can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's not like building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. It's more like a collage where you find all the things you want to put in and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way, but it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get so caught up in how it sounds that I forget about what's actually important. Monica pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist, you idiot. She was kidding. Monica scribbles, you idiot, after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just... well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites, you idiot. She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote that down, It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did the exact thing anyway. This is really gonna take some getting used to. I believe in you. Thanks. I do too. Me, I mean. But also you, of course. Monica continues to exercise, jotting down her thoughts. Surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, with Sayor's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all of her random thoughts. Phew. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it. But it's also kinda liberating. I can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give you too much credit. I'd have to try really, really hard at it, but I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing. With you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work on a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it! They proceed with the work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Another day passes. Monica's first to the club room with her printout of the revised literature flyer, complete with the new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer we gave to that one reading girl the other day. It's so much more attractive than the old one, but the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyers. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is that one can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully, Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president if I can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? Truly beginning to take form, but with that the weight on Monica's shoulders only become heavier. Debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints and delivering them with conviction. About the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It existed entirely within her realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself for real. Pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her fingers across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Ugh. Out of spite for herself, Monica presses her pen down, once again letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monica, just move your hand. Monica writes. This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain. Monica slices the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. The air conditioner seems louder today. Yeah? I'm here. Hi. Monica hears Sayori approach her desk and stop for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then she sits down in the adjacent desk. Bad day? Me too. You too? The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard. On the club, but also something else, I think. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable. She writes something down and stares at it for a while. Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Sayori gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Sometimes I want to die. This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So if I can do it, then you can too, because you're like 1,000,000 times better than me. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head is like screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday, I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more than I'm scared. Hello. At those words, Monica stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. I'm good. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Were Monica's own futile but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayori needed? Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anyone about these kind of thoughts that I have. You're doing good too? Nice. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monica wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like, whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask me what's wrong. I know that because it used to be like that. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be one of those people too? I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. But another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I keep feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence, and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly. The club is only 2 people, but it already means this much to me. My voice is calming? Thanks. Monica feels a tightening sensation in her heart. A feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too. Thanks for the follow. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You're so strong and brave. I don't even compare. Monica steps forward. But, if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy, if you'd like. Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monica's shoulder. Through their contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that of all the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything, I'll never judge you. I promise. Sayori's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking, to say the things she never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. I'm worthless, and everyone would be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything, and it just feels like everyone just has to put up with me, and I hate it. I hate it. The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away. Now I'm making you put up with me, and I just want to die. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft as gentle. This isn't putting up with you, it's just being your friend. Monica offers a few words of comfort. But she knows, Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong. And Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would do. You have so much value. To me, And your other friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. I really, really mean that. You coming here was the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never got any other members, I would still be happy. That's what you brought here. You brought us a vision, and you also brought happiness. And that's your favorite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monica letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. Well, I'm here whenever you need me, but any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. The two exchange smiles. I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods. It's scary. Since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course it will always be your choice, but if you ever looking to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Wow, that made me tired. And hungry. Well, I won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monica smiles. But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. New pictures. This one. Oh boy. Let's see what happens if we start again. Okay, we can't do that. Get new songs. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for now. Japp, jag tror vi tar och lägger ner här nu, spelet slut. Så får vi se vad som händer. Blir det ett nytt spel nästa gång? Så ska jag ta och... Ja, det blir en stream till senare ikväll efter filmkvällen blir det. Då ska vi titta på någon filmaktig grej. Nu kan vi prata mer under filmkvällen sen. Men jag tackar för mig och så ses vi nästa gång.